I represent a company called Nice Systems. We are from Israel, very much presence in India, majorly catering to two big domains, your enterprise as well as governments. And the government, we are majorly into security solutions. Today, as we speak, Parliament is under our software solution. I represent enterprise, and today I'm going to talk more about innovation in customer care, which NICE brings on table across multiple different product portfolios, catering the whole span of multiple different channels and interactions. Before I go ahead, I would like you to see a movie which generally set the platform in terms of our technology, what it talks about, and how it can really help given the organizations, be it the financial institutions or telecom verticals within India for optimization of their operational processes vis-a-vis bringing the savings.
You're so amazing. I couldn't believe it.
Well, the more I think about it, the more I'm sure I should get an iPhone. The thing is, 6 months ago, Mobile Plus didn't have any iPhones. And the sales guy at the store convinced me to get this phone with a 2-year plan. I can't imagine waiting another year and a half.
Well, if Mobile Plus can't upgrade you, you can always switch to Fair Mobile. It's really easy. In fact, I saw Fair Mobile ad on TV yesterday. They've got a special package for new customers, depending on their monthly usage.
Really? My wife and I have been with Mobile Plus for years, but I guess I can consider making the switch.
Take my advice. All you need is to have the details of your last monthly bills. Do you know what plan you're on?
Yes. I have a family plan with some additional data package that I added on later. I think it'd be overcharged. I'm pretty sure it's not the right package for us.
Why don't you just call your operator and ask for an upgrade?
You know what? I will. I'll do it right now. You know, this is the kind of thing that I never have time for. So if I don't do it now, I never will.
Thanks for calling Mobile Plus, Mr. Smith. This is Tom. How may I help you today?
Yeah, hi. I'm calling to check how much I was charged on my last bill. Can we make a split between calls and the data, please?
Sure, I'll give you this information in just a minute. Just so you know, Mr. Smith, all balance details are also available online.
So on a real-time basis, he is getting the visibility that he is the low churn, as well as the risk potential of losing this customer is high. This is validated by the guidance on a real-time basis.
I really like an iPhone, and I saw Fair Mobile ad on TV that requires that I provide this info.
Well, let me see what I can do. Actually, Matt, I can get you the iPhone right now and ship it to your home at the reduced rate of $200, provided you sign a contract for a new 2-year commitment.
Wow, that's great.
So I'll go ahead and sign you up right now. Let me just confirm your contact and shipping information. Is your address still 7650 Maestro Avenue in West Hills?
Yeah, just ship to that address. Thank you. I'm so happy that I called.
My pleasure, sir. You have a great day.
Thank you. Wow. I have an iPhone.
So what we have seen in this movie, while the conversation is on the real-time basis, the associate agent who is working on a contact center or a back office environment in the financial services, it could be both the examples, on the real-time basis, he is able to get the overall sentiments of what what a person who is here is trying to ask, because he has a threat of losing that particular customer. So his churn tend to be high, and then there is a real-time guidance on the go, which basically means that how the trend of speaking, detecting the emotions as in now. And on a flow, there is a guidance which gets popped up in front of an associate or an agent to tell him an intelligent guidance which basically states that this is what you should propose him. And that is where he reduced the price of iPhone and which helped in retention of customer. So this is the premise of our presentation today. And I'll just talk about what NICE does. Basically, we are talking about the decisive movement of customer service. And when I say decisive movement, where all the customer experience is coming together. So let's look at some of the movements when we talk about customer experience. We know very well in today's world, the customers are engaged, knowledgeable, connected, empowered, and influential. Now, what is required is, and what the enterprises generally do, they work on contextual data. And the contextual data is the real-time data which comes onto their screens, to the agent screens to speak to their customers and consumers, or in the financial customers. There are multiple touch points, as we are aware. You have email, SMS, voice, chat, social media as a form of multiple touch points. Customers would like to have intelligence in place. We talk about best practices, employee performance. But the demand is that every automation, holistically within the enterprise level, has to be done now as you speak. Because by tomorrow, the yesterday is too late. And there are already the losses which the organizations suffer. So what is needed to maximize the value of customer interaction as we speak? To shape the interaction. As we go along, we have to shape the interaction as it happens. And let's look at one of the areas where we are talking about driving the ARPU in the inbound contact center channel. We have the current systems in place where you have the standard processes in place when we talk about CSR being offline, recommendations for trainings and coachings, which needs to be imparted to the agents as to influence and develop. But what could be the best practices, or what could be the way forward in terms of NICE bringing in the technology? It could be your real-time guidance on the flow as the things are, as over the voice itself, over the phone, as well as when we talk about the offline information, we talk about demographics, segmentation, your transaction modeling, your predictive modeling, and the proposed offering. What the customer need today is the real-time information, wherein you are talking about the state of a mind of a customer or consumer who is on the other side of the table, via chat, email, social media, irrespective of whatever channels one try to pursue. So this is where the trend is going on, and this eventually turns out to bring the customer satisfaction, and hence saving the losses of a calls or the transaction. Because in telcos, as somebody was talking before, that first call resolution, average handling time, all these things are the key ingredients or parameters to drive any contact center within the telco environment. So what these solutions bring on table is the real-time information, wherein the agent doesn't need to flip and to find that what could be the right message or right response for him towards the end consumer. Could be a banking, could be a telco. It works on both the industries and environment. Now, how do we analyze and categorize interaction when we talk about the customer insights? Let's look at it. We are talking about capturing mechanism, as I said before, phone, email, survey, social media, chat, web, comes as a form of input, which gets captured. Then it goes through the interaction analytics, where the engine basically sees the emotions, the sentiments, the frustration, and based on that, it churns out your categorization. Because if it is an email, and this categorization could be in terms of the sentiments, this categorization is in terms of the multiple channels or adoption of channels one has. Once the categorization is done, you generally go and drill down deep to find the root cause analysis. RCAs are performed against each and individual parameters. It could be your agent responses, it could be your weight during call, it could be about the product, it could be about the service, holistically within a given environment via real-time impact, which NICE brings. What is the consistency in terms of customer engagement across all interactions? If we see today, the interaction channel, as I said before, are IVR, phone, web, social media, email, and chats. And here you have the feedback channels, which is in the form of your online messaging, text messaging, social media, and email. So all customer touch points, whether it is a contact center, is web, your branches, your retail stores, are being catered by NICE. We talk about complete voice of customers, whether it is your direct communication, inferred communication, or indirect communication. in any given environment. Across enterprise, whether it is your product offering, your sales, your loyalty programs within the organizations, your operations or branding. So holistically, we cover end-to-end in terms of organizations for telcos and financial services and contact centers. Now, how you do it? You have to prepare for an interaction in any given organization. Somewhere you have to start. And as we know, the people who are driving these contact centers are the key. First and foremost, you need workforce optimization. You need a right person to be available at the right time to answer whatever channels through which the communication is being led. And that needs to be managed via performance management, wherein you have those KPIs in place, key performance indicators within the organization. You do slice, dice, drill down deep, try to find the indexing and KPI, and try to see and inculcate the best practices based on the results which you derive from performance management. You work on skill-based management as you have multiple skills, and then you incentivize those individuals based on the actions which are being held within the organization. Another form of interaction for preparation is for your customer intelligence. You have preferences, your cross-channel journeys, your loyalty scores, your previous set of activities which you have undertaken. How you shape the interaction, that is the next step. Shaping the interaction is that once you already have the data in place based on customer intelligence and workforce optimization, those intelligent data, and this is key, those intelligent data get into your real-time engine, wherein you perform all your decisioning activity, and those decisioning activity has to be fed in the form of a work rule in a given engine, where you perform your real-time analytics and eventually real-time guidance and automation. What happens in real scenario, practically in today's world, whether it is your banking, retail, or telcos environment, is there is a hell lot of applications which an individual is using. And when you are going for customer satisfaction, you want your job to get done as quickly as possible, whether it is on phone or chat or email. Real-time guidance and automation based on the data which the customer is asking. It picks up the data from various different CRM systems which is already there within an organization, and gets in and throws that in the form of information on agent screen, through which agent sees it and reverts back to the customer. Continuously improving. This is a regular continuous process wherein the voice of customers, the feedbacks, various different feedbacks through smartphones, through your mobile, direct, indirect, inferred, your RCA investigations, your employee evaluation forms, corrective actions. So this goes as a form of a loop, wherein all this has to improve on a continuous basis in any organization. Now, this was more about the product lines and how NICE operates. Let's look at some of the pieces on social media analytics, which we bring on table. Now, social media impact works on the same fundamental, as I said, on real-time decisioning engine. It basically works on real-time surveys, real-time alerts. And when I say social media, it could be any form of social media, your Facebooks, LinkedIn, Orkut, any form of channel within the social media. It talks about real-time alerts, real-time engagements, and guidance within the social media area. How it works is, we generally capture the social conversations, say for example via Twitter. Post that, we are monitoring it on a real-time basis. We try to demarcate between black and white. The feedbacks which are black comes as a different set of category. The ones which are white, which are positive, comes on a different set of category for any organization. You monitor that. Post that, you analyze it. Again, finding the root cause for the customer journey, what has been the reason, and then you improvise with the guidance and engaging with the customer and providing the service, that how I can improvise and what could have done in a better manner, so that you are increasing your customer satisfaction in any organization. These are the unified view which the customers look out for. Now here, if I look at, we are talking about one single view where an organization or various different levels of organizations are getting the complete picture. I'm talking about Net Promoter Score, NPS, I'm talking about real-time experience monitoring, I know how many thousands of detractors I had, how many promoters I have, and I go to the trending of Net Promoter Score, where I have the dissatisfaction score, where I have the speedometer, which basically translates and reflects that where do I stand as I speak. Dissatisfaction contribution by various different channels. That can be configured in a way where you have mail, voice, Twitter, social media, chats. So this is the unified view which the organization get, which basically talks about real-time experience monitoring as a whole. Now, as I said, NPS, your dissatisfaction scores, your dissatisfaction contribution per channel. Now, voice of customer analytics comes as a base. Then you have the direct customer feedback for SMS, email, or IVRs. You have indirect customer feedback. You have inferred customer journeys. And then social media analytics here gets integrated to NICE to provide you that visibility based on the reports, which I showed you a slide back, or various different kinds of reports which are highly customizable. Now, going back onto that, I would like to emphasize that this is on the whole how the organization could improve. Most of the organizations today are also talking about increasing their revenues. You have similar number of agents, associates, employees given a bank or a telco, but increasing the top line or hiring more and more people has never been the ideal solution. You have the set of people who are basically doing your inbound calling or outbound calling. What we bring on table again for the solution which I'm going to talk about is service to sales. What it does is an associate, an individual who is allowed to do an inbound calling, and during the conversation, the customer is going to ask, or it's his prerogative, or he has been assigned to sell something for an organization. So what level of intelligent selling is he making? And that is the top line revenue which the organizations generally look for from the same individual, besides the normal task which he is doing on the daily basis. So that trend is gradually changing within the telco environment. And what we bring on table is, which can be showed in a video, just a moment. So I'll just cover what does service to sales means rather than going into details. Within service to sales, what we try to bring on table is, depending upon the number of calls or transactions which is hitting your contact center in a banking or in a telco environment, we try to maximize those calls against a revenue. How you do that? Say for example, there is a third industry called travel-related industry. Someone calls, he is looking out, and this is a consumer. His whole historical trending is already stored in some form or the other. Some information is already stored in the system. When he calls in, our real-time decisioning engine talks to the CRM application based on the historical discussions or interactions which we had, and then it gives them the guidance that this is how and this is what this particular individual should be sold. And this reflects back again to the previous video which I showed, wherein that guy's complete information he has based on whatever data he had, based on whatever sentiment he was saying, moving from one subscriber, one operator to another operator, providing the discount, sense of dissatisfaction, all that is taken into account during the conversation, and when he gets proposed as a right form of guidance that this is what he ideally should be offered, with which the conversion rate of a call versus the sale gets higher. So this is what the service to sale talks about. Fundamentally at the back end, it's the same set of engine on RTI, real-time impact engine, which is basically taking all the work rules and data and releasing out the intelligence guidance in the form of closing. So I'll just go back and share some of the customer cases. These are only telcos. We have Bell, AT&T, Cellcom, BT. We have Reliance Communications in India, Convergys, Vodafone, Yes Optus, Telstra. So most of the banking, these are the telco customers. On the banking itself, all the big banks like Citi, StanChart, HSBC, all these people are using our solution in some form or the other. It cannot be a gamut of whole solution which can be given. It is a progression wherein they buy one solution, on top of it comes voice of customer. So that's all from my side, and extreme apologies for the goof up. on technology side. So, questions?
So in India, you've got Reliance and US, Tata.
That's right. That's right. So,
How long have they been customers?
Reliance has been for last 4 years. Yeah, Reliance has been on for last 4 years. There we are supporting close to 10,000 agents, and Tata's we have close to 5,000 agents. AT&T we have around 35,000 agents, which is majorly in US. Vodafone we have in UK, and we have in South Africa, but not here in India. We are in discussion stage with them here.
Benchmark data about Indian, aspects of customer care versus outside Europe. Why is there such a big disparity? Why is there so much of gap between customer service in India and in more mature markets?
Exactly. So you yourself have said
Right.
more mature markets.
Yes.
So the maturity is the key thing, which is certainly taking shape now here in India. And as per our experience, what we have seen is still now all these contact centers, all these financial systems, banks, they were majorly talking about consolidation. And we were in consolidation spree for last so many years. And the time has come in where you have your workforce intact, you have your systems intact, you have your boxes intact. Everything is intact. The only thing which is required is an optimization on top of it. Because buying technologies, buying boxes is certainly not the solution. And eventually one has to really imbibe it. And as people are having price pressures, you see the domestic telcos. I mean, people are working on thin margins. So those price pressures are there. So what people are doing is, people are thinking about investing in these set of technology, which can bring that premium savings to them as you progress. And which also helps. I mean, end of the day, someone having an AHT, I mean, I can give you an example of a largest telco in India. I was having a discussion with them. An AHT of 2 seconds saved is saving a crores of rupees for them. And you can imagine the amount of transaction, and someone did mention that so many transactions happen. It runs in millions and millions. And it is getting even more complex, because earlier we were only talking about voice. People are going away from voice towards chat, towards email, because the cost factor is less. Now it is social media is coming up. So all these, it's getting even more and more complex. So one has to look out for those optimized solutions on an overall basis. But having said that, as you rightly pointed out, the maturity level is much more there, and here in India, gradually we are seeing those trends which are coming up. Thank you.